Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you are all doing well. Alhamdulillah, we are doing great too. For us, a lot of things are happening in our household. The kids are finishing up the school year. We have to do a couple more things for returning material that the school provided to us, and other chores we have to complete outside the house. This brings to us today's topic, which is about how having car and medical insurance is very useful and needed. I have an example of an event that happened which showed us that having insurance is a necessity. Basically, this incident happened at the end of December 2020. My husband had left for work, but this time he was in for an unexpected point in his life. He used the freeway and was about to take the exit. All of a sudden, the car behind him was going at immense speed. Later on, some witnesses even said that they had thought the driver in the car behind him was drunk. But long story short, she hit him and he went flying off the freeway into a ditch down below. Later on in the police report, it is stated that he took a fall of 40 to 50 feet. You can see the incident in this picture. All of us had never thought this would happen, so you can say that it was a terrible time for all of us. We were all having a typical day staying inside because of COVID. All of a sudden, I get a call from my husband. He was sitting next to the crashed car and was telling us to come quickly. Blood was oozing from his forehead, his voice was cracking up, and he was not in good shape. It took a split second for everyone to start crying. I was trying to calm everyone down. We did not even change. I just grabbed my keys and we rushed out of the door and went straight to the crash site. The cops would not let us see him because of the reason that I was driving and I could get sick midway. When we had arrived at the hospital, they would not even let us go inside because of all the COVID patients they were holding. We had to wait outside of the hospital. Then finally, we were told what types of injuries he had received. He had severe injuries all over the right side of his head and pieces of glasses in his arm, which were later taken out. He had bruises all around his waist from the seatbelt trying to hold on to him. Later on, he even said that he thought he was still on the freeway and getting knocked around by other cars. Other witnesses thought he was dead. You can say when Allah wants to save someone or something, He can design special things. Alhamdulillah, one of the special thing was that day the car he usually drives, his Tesla, had a punctured tire. He was getting it fixed the next day, which forced him to take the bigger van. This van was stronger, bigger, and provided a better shield. If he had taken the Tesla instead of the bigger van, then it could have been worse. Now, this is where the insurance comes in, but I want Hakim to explain this part. Please, Hakim, go ahead.
Because of the harshness of the crash, medical bills without insurance would be a nightmare. But thankfully, we had insurance, so they covered most of the money due. In total, the medical expenses came to about $40,000 to $50,000, and insurance covered most of that money. The bills kept on coming after that because he needed a lot of medications and some classes to control his anxiety, which kept on reminding him of the incident because he kept on receiving these nightmares where he kept on getting crashed and the event kind of replayed in his head, so that's what the classes were for. You might be thinking $40,000 to $50,000 is a lot of money. What types of medications did they do or what types of treatments they did? Well, that was actually the total for just 3 to 4 hours at the hospital. They stitched all the wounds up. They used tweezers to take all the glass out, which was put inside his flesh because of the crash, and all the windows came crashing down on him. You might also be wondering why these expenses weren't being paid by the other crasher's insurance. Well, she didn't have any insurance, so all the injuries that happened to him were paid by our own insurance. So later on, we only had two options. One was we could hire a lawyer and sue the hitter, but when my dad thought about that, he came to the conclusion that if that lady does not have any money to pay for insurance, which the cheapest insurances that would cover this type of problem are about $25 to $30 a month, then what is the point of suing her if she doesn't even have anything? Another option was we could get her license revoked and put her in jail, which was kind of like punishing her for like her whatever she had caused. But this wouldn't really help us because we would just be ruining that other person's life. Car insurance was also needed in this situation. In the state of California, car insurance is mandatory, but that lady did not have any, which is a crime itself because according to the Vehicle Code section 16028, anyone with a California driver's license must have an auto liability insurance. If you do not, the first time you get caught without insurance, your bill would be $100 to $200. For the second time you do this, the problem gets severe. You have to pay $300 to $500. Your car will be towed away. And sometimes if you had caused a severe crash, which this incident was, you can also be sent to jail for a period of time. And if that lady did have car insurance, then that car insurance would pay for any damage or anything stolen from the car, any liability or injury that was caused to another person, and most of the time, any medical bills that came for treating injuries and going through rehab. And sometimes if money is cut off the paycheck or that person is not able to make money or earn money, they will also pay for the lost wages. If you learned anything from this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, share the video, and go follow my Instagram.